Hi, this is Scott. Welcome back to another Hollinger Team video blog. This one is our quarterly report, this one being the second quarter of 2020. So the first half of the year for report on the market in general and specifically on waterfront activity. First off, the multiple list for residential and vacant land in Flathead Lake and Lincoln County, those three which are kind of the Pacific or the northwest part of Montana. We have 2,300 active listings right now on the multiple list. We have 2,100 that are closed so far this year, so breaks down to just about a 6-month market time for homes and land. Of course, that varies with price and some other factors. That compares with last year where we had 1,900, so about a 10% rise in the number of transactions. And then lastly, there's about 1,000 of properties, land and residential, that are pending right now. So the year is going to end up quite strong overall. Now on to Flathead Lake. On Flathead Lake, there's been a real strong pickup in activity. Right now, there's 63 homes for sale on the market, which is substantially less than last year at the same time. Last year at this time, we had over 100. So quite a few less homes for sale on the market. So far this year, we've had 18 closings. That compares with last year's closings, and this year's closings had prices that were up some. The 9 of those 18 closings on homes were under $1 million. There were 5 between $1 and $2 million, and there were 4 that were over $2 million closed so far this year. There's 31 pending sales on the lake. So that's a huge number. If you look at the 18 that have closed so far and there's 31 pending, big jump. And that's kind of a 50-50 split between one and under $1 million and over $1 million. So we're seeing more of the properties over $1 million starting to move at a pretty reasonable pace. Vacant land is also doing pretty well right now. 33 active listings. There's been 9 closings. That compares with 6 last year. Last year saw the highest price was just under $600,000 for vacant land in the first half of the year. This year, just under $1 million at $965,000 for a vacant land sale. And there's 3 pending, so just kind of moving along at a steady pace and doing pretty well. Condominiums are the real showboat right now. There's 21 active listings. A quarter of those are priced over $1 million. The interesting number is 23 have closed so far this year. So there's more closed so far in the first half of the year than there are remaining for sale. So at the pace, you could say they're all gone by the end of the year. We'll see. That compares also with 11 sales last year, so double last year's sales in the number of transactions, and there's also 9 pending sales. So it's going to be an interesting rest of the year for condominium sales on Flathead Lake. Now let's check out Swan Lake. Swan Lake report is pretty short. There's not much for sale, and that has been for sale is under contract for the most part. Right now in Swan Lake for homes, there's only 1 for sale. There's 1 that is closed. Compared with last year, there were 3 that had closed. But the other interesting part of Swan Lake is there may be only 1 for sale and only 1 that's closed, but there's 5 pending sales on the lake. So when that's all said and done, at least with these numbers, there will be 6 home sales on the lake compared with, the 3 that we have right now for last year. So Swan is an interesting lake right now as far as homes on the lake go for sale. The number of vacant properties on Swan. There's 7. There's 2 closed sales. That compares with last year. There were no closed sales in the first half of the year, and there's 2 pending sales. So right now with that, we're going to have 4 closed vacant land sales on the lake, and not a whole bunch to choose from there on Swan Lake. It's just all of a sudden become very difficult to find properties for people looking to be on Swan. Now let's check out Echo, Lake of the Woods, and Lake Blaine, and let you know what's happened there. Echo, Blaine, and Lake of the Woods are almost as short a report as Swan Lake was. And all of the lakes are experiencing much fewer properties for sale, but in an uptick in the number of transactions. Anyhow, on Echo, there's 2 active residential listings. There are 2 on Blaine. Right now, there's nothing going on Lake of the Woods. Lake of the Woods has had no listings, no sales, no pending. So, well, I'll probably just skip over that, at least in this part. The number of closings so far this year have been 1 on Echo and 1 on Lake Blaine, both pretty good sized transactions. There are no pending sales, but that's, I guess, just a reflection of only having two homes for sale on each one of those lakes. There is more activity probably to follow as the summer unfolds there, so we'll talk about that. Vacant land is even more interesting. No vacant properties on any of those lakes available, and none that have closed, and only 1 pending sale, and that's on Echo Lake. That compares with last year. There was 1 closed sale of vacant land on Echo Lake. So these lakes have really become hard to find properties for sale, just like Swan. Anyhow, let's go to west of town and to Ashley, Bitterroot, and McGrath Lake, and talk about what's been going on there. Out at Ashley, Bitterroot, and McGrath, there's been a fair amount of activity, a little bit of switching around in some of the lakes of interest, but still kind of a good steady pace. Not much to choose from for homes out on those lakes right now. There's only 1 home for sale on Ashley, 1 on Bitterroot, 1 on McGrath. So slim pickings. There's been 2 closings out there so far this year, 1 on Ashley, 1 on Bitterroot. No closings so far this year on McGrath. Last year there was 1 sale on Ashley. There were 3 on Bitterroot, and McGrath still kind of lagging behind, but I think we're going to see that pick up. It's one of those places I think that's been overlooked for a long time. There are 1 pending home sale on Ashley, 2 on Bitterroot, and 1 sale pending on a home on McGrath Lake. On the vacant land side, there's again not a whole bunch for sale. 2 lots on Ashley, 4 on Bitterroot, and 3 on McGrath. So, under 10 vacant lots for sale on all 3 of those lakes combined. There's been 2 closings so far this year. 2 on Ashley, 2 on Bitterroot. No sales on McGrath. That compares with no sales on any of those lakes last year in the first half of the year. So picking up there for sure, and that's kind of just a sign of the market. And then on the pending side, no pending sales on Ashley, 1 on Bitterroot, but 2 pending land sales on McGrath. That's the first time in a long time that I can think of that McGrath had more land sales pending than the other lakes. So kind of a little bit of an interest shift, and I think we'll see in the following quarter that probably is going to continue a little bit, just because historically there's been more properties available out on McGrath. Hope you enjoyed this year-to-date second quarter update for Waterfront residential report. And any questions or ideas or topics that you'd like us to cover in our videos, please let us know. Please subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate those that have. And for the outro, we have had a comet coming through our solar system lately, and team member Drew did a great nighttime time lapse of the comet going across the north sky. Hope you enjoy that.